Ever catch yourself like daydreaming, about financial freedom? That feeling where money isn't like this big stress monster, but actually helps you, live your best life?
It's a common dream.
Totally. And today we're diving deep into why prioritizing savings is the key to making that dream a reality.
Right on.
We're breaking down this article, 5 best reasons to prioritize savings and budgeting, to uncover those secrets, those golden nuggets that make it all click.
Sounds good to me.
So the article kicks off talking about financial security. I feel like that gets thrown around a lot, but what does that actually look like for, say, someone listening right now?
It's that feeling when you can actually breathe when you think about your finances. Like, even if something unexpected pops up, like a car repair or
Oh,
something.
those dreaded car repairs, yeah.
Exactly. And instead of panicking, you're like, okay, I've got this. I've got that cushion.
Yeah.
Or say you've been wanting to take that dream vacation or even switch careers.
Ooh, big life changes. Love it.
Having savings means you've got options. You're not trapped.
So it's like that feeling of, I got this, but with your finances. Like you said, not just surviving, but thriving. The article calls this peace of mind, which I think is so spot on.
For sure. It's like that constant low-level money anxiety that so many people live with, gone.
Just melts away. And then you can actually focus on what matters.
Yeah.
Right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting to me. The article says saving can actually make you better with money decisions overall. Like what? How does that work?
It's pretty fascinating when you think about it. There's this whole psychological side to it. When you're constantly stressed about money, you're way more likely to make, those impulsive decisions like emotional spending or racking up debt.
So been there.
But when you've got that cushion, that financial security, it gives you the headspace to actually think clearly about your choices.
Instead of just reacting from a place of panic.
Exactly. You're not in fight or flight mode with your finances anymore. You can actually approach things from logic and intention instead of just fear or, oh, I don't have enough.
It's like you're making decisions from a place of power. I like that.
Totally. You're more likely to make choices that line up with what you actually value, and your long-term goals.
Instead of just what's right in front of you at the grocery store checkout.
Exactly.
It's like you're making decisions from a place of power. I like that. But, okay, making smarter decisions now, but what about the bigger picture? The article also talks about long-term wealth building, which honestly can feel kind of intimidating.
Yeah, it can sound like Wall Street kind of stuff, right?
Exactly. Not exactly approachable.
But this article does a good job of making it really accessible, actually. The main takeaway is that building wealth, it's not about getting rich quick or anything like that. It's more about making those consistent choices over time. Kind of a snowball effect.
Okay, I like the snowball analogy. Keep going.
So let's say you start putting aside like $50 a month at 25 years old.
Okay, doable.
Right. Now that might not seem like much, but fast forward 40 years, boom. With the magic of compound interest, you could be looking at over $100,000.
See, now you're throwing around compound interest, which honestly sounds kind of Wall Street to me. Break it down, explain it like I'm 5.
Okay. So you've got money in a savings account, right? And it earns interest. That interest then gets added to your original amount, your principal. But here's the cool part. The next time interest is calculated, it's not just on that original amount anymore. It's on that bigger amount, with the interest included.
So it keeps growing faster.
Exactly. It's like your money is making more money, and then that money is making even more money. It compounds over time, hence compound interest.
Okay, that makes more sense. And suddenly starting small doesn't feel so, pointless.
That's the thing. It's not about having a ton of money to throw around right now. It's the consistency that matters. Even if it's just a few bucks a week, starting now, that's what sets you up for success in the long run.
Small steps, big impact, right? Kind of like our deep dives. Speaking of which, this is making me think about the emotional side of all this, because saving, it's not just about the numbers, right? It's not just about the numbers, is it? This whole deep dive is making me think about the emotional side of saving.
100%.
Yeah.
And the article goes there too. It talks about how when you prioritize saving, it impacts your well-being. Remember that whole peace of mind thing?
Yeah, it's not just some fluffy idea, right?
Not at all. It's actually huge EE for your mental health.
Less money stress, more room for, happiness.
Exactly. When you feel financially secure, it changes how you approach everything. You're coming from a place of strength, not fear.
So it's like you're trading in that short-term stress for some long-term peace.
Yeah, and that sense of calm, it trickles down into, all parts of your life, your relationships, your work, even how you physically feel. When you're
Mhm.
not carrying around that weight of money worries all the time, you can just show up as a better version of yourself. That's so true. It makes you realize that saving, it's not selfish or anything. It's like self-care almost.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You're investing in your future self, your well-being, all of it. One thing that really got me in this article was that statistic about how many Americans have less than $1,000 in savings.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Kind of scary to think about.
Right. Makes you realize, like, it's a common struggle, but it also means you're not alone.
Right, for sure. It's not about judging where you're at, but about realizing you can change things.
100%. It's about taking control of your future however you can. And the good news is, it's never too late to get started.
Even if it's just a few bucks a week. Like we were saying, building that habit is everything. Small steps.
Couldn't agree more.
So there you have it. We took a deep dive into why prioritizing your savings, it's not just about the numbers in your account, it's about so much more.
It's about creating that sense of security, making those smart money moves, and honestly, just living a less stressful, more fulfilling